Check it out, guys. Welcome to the new and improved Full Throttle Films workshop. I'm very excited about this. I got my old work table over here, all my other shit. I installed a bunch of shelves over here. You know what? Come with me, guys. Let me show you around. Starting over here, I got all my chemicals on this shelf and my new mini oven to bake powder coat and Cerakote parts. Bunch of other tools and stuff down here. This is all painting supplies mostly. I have this little cart that's wobbly as frick. That wasn't a good purchase, but Home Depot for you. Here's my little toolbox. I'm hoping to get a real toolbox eventually, but just spent a lot of money on this crap over here. So I have a big air compressor, and that's just so I can run this sandblaster, which I'm not really in love with this one, and maybe I'll upgrade in like a year, but it's gonna work for now. It is working for now. And thank God I have this window here. I basically use it as an exhaust vent with this fan to push out paint and aluminum oxide dust and whatever. Here's my gear. I actually built this table last summer and it's in one of the CR Supermoto build videos. But yeah, this thing has been through a lot already, and got my vise over here for suspension and bearings. And this is supposed to be another work table, but obviously I got a bunch of crap on here, need to get rid of that. This thing is absolutely perfect for sending some beers or shots down. Full YZ450 Cycroplastic kit, bunch of air filters. This is a bunch of bolts and parts from the YZ. And in here I got a ton of goodies for the YZ. It's like half a bike in that box. Got my little mini compressor I use for painting and popping out caliper pistons, setting the bead on tires, you name it. And this is pretty sweet over here. Got a tire rack. Actually got a bunch of wheels that are for sale, so hit me up. I really need to get rid of these. And I got a bunch of other like CR250 and YZ450 and even some 2018 CRF 450R parts. So just hit me up if you guys need anything. Got the brakes over here we just Cerakoted, and the FMF exhaust system you guys probably saw in the other video. Again, just extra bike parts. Here's all my camera equipment and just some junk up here. So that gives me all this space right here to work with now, and it's more than enough room to build 2 bikes at a time. Thank God I also have AC in this room, so I'm not working outside in like 100 degrees. All right, boys, so that's the new shop setup. I thought it would be cool for you guys to check it out. I've definitely come a long way. About a year ago, I was working completely outside, always on the ground. So just like the channel, my workspace has come a long way, and I appreciate it a lot. All right, we got a dirty ass engine we need to clean up, so let's get to that, and then hopefully I can take it over to JAX Moto and they can work a miracle. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's what we're working with. This sprocket nut is so effed up, I can't even explain it, and I don't even think you'll be able to see how bad it is, but I didn't help it any by trying to get it off with every single tool I had. I don't even know what's going on here, so we got major issues. I hit this thing with a huge breaker bar, and I had 2 people holding the bike, holding the wheel, had it in gear. We could not bust it loose. So the plan now is to take it over to JAX. Like I said, we're gonna try to lock the motor up and break this loose, I'm guessing with a very high pressure air tool. And as a fellow mechanic, I'm gonna do the right thing, and I'm gonna bring this engine over to them cleaned up a little bit. So got my degreaser over here. Just gonna give it a quick scrub-a-dub. good for the ACL. Safety first. So I'm out here at JAX and we just got that nut cracked loose off the engine. It took like 4 or 5 times with the strongest impact gun that they had. What a relief. I was pretty scared there for a second. Anyways, it's pretty cool. I can show you guys a little bit of the shop right now, and I figured why don't we go try and see if Kike's around.
Hey.
What up, bro?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Here's the Kike.
Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, hello guys. Welcome to my shop. We're very proud to help Mike with his project, and we hope the best for this bike. It's gonna be great.
So yeah, we're in his office right now, and big thanks to this guy in this shop really helping me out. As you guys just saw, there's no way I would have gotten that thing loose, and these guys can take care of anything, even the worst problems you have, like I seem to always come across. This little bitch right here did not want to come out. Of course, Yamaha has to do something different again, be difficult. We got a 14mm Allen head right here. Who the hell has a 14? So I went to AutoZone, tried to find one, and all I could get was this 3-pack of standard Allen heads, and this is a 9/16, and as you saw, I had a hard time getting it to fit into this 14. Here's a 14mm head, and you can see it fits perfectly right in there. So you can try to put an old bolt in and spin it out, but this is one of my engine mount bolts and I really didn't want to mess it up. Started to chew it a little bit here, so I went back to hammering this thing in, and I eventually got it to get a good enough grip on there. And then using a little bit of heat and an impact, after several attempts, it finally came off. So I think that's the theme of this engine at this point, is that things are gonna be very tight, almost seized everywhere. So this should be a fun one. Now I'm gonna set the engine at top dead center, and I just wanna check all the valves and measure them and see where they're at before I change anything. Well, that solves that. Looks like this head and these valves are gonna need a lot of work because they are far from spec. Anyways, now that I got that measured, it's time to take this cam chain off, get these cams off, take the head off, and get the kicker, intake, bunch of other things taken off. So let's get cranking. absolute insanity. I have looked everywhere online, and in the service manual it doesn't say what the size of this clutch boss nut is. Some people say online for the older Yamahas it's a 28 millimeter. Have it right here. It's not a 28 millimeter. Other people online said it was a 30 millimeter. I tried that, didn't work. Went back, got a 29, didn't work. So the only thing I can think is that it could possibly be a 1 1/8 standard drive. So I'm actually gonna take this frickin' engine into AutoZone with me and size it up. I've been there 4 times in a row. I'm not doing this again. This is another reason why Honda is the best. You can find any information on any CR, CRF. I am a genius. It is a 1 1/8 drive, even though this is a Japanese motorcycle. Check this out. Like a glove. So when all you guys start rebuilding your Yamaha clutches out there, do not waste your time trying to find a metric size for this boss nut. Now I got the clutch holding tool on here, and we got a special guest appearance today. TQ, the infamous Godfather, is gonna be helping me out and holding this while I blast it off with my newest tool, this air gun. I believe the cases are ready to split now, and for this particular engine, we're gonna be removing the right case from the left side because the crank stays in the left case. I picked up this new case splitting tool from Tusk, and hopefully this does the trick of splitting these cases apart. right, we got the cases apart, and you think I would be happy about that, but this is a worst case scenario, pun intended. This thing absolutely blew up before. Something in this engine completely grenaded, and as you can see, it has huge holes and both of them are damaged. Also, the crank has been damaged and there's more scarring on the case here. So when you hear about a bike grenading or blowing up, this is literally what it looks like. Clutch basket has a lot of excessive wear on here. This is more than normal and I would replace it. There's some wear on the inner hub, but it's not as significant. I still might end up replacing this as well. And obviously this crank is going to get replaced since it's damaged. As far as the transmission, I have not taken it out yet, but it looks like it is in great condition and unaffected by any of this. All the other gears I took out of the case were in good condition as well. Well, there you guys go. We took apart the YZ450 engine completely except for removing the transmission and the crank. But I'm going to be doing that in another video when I strip these cases down completely. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to be looking for some new engine cases. And if any of you guys out there have a used left or right side 2014 YZ450 case, please let me know. I'm going to be looking all over eBay and seeing if anybody has any used cases I can pick up. Definitely a hard pill to swallow for me because at this point of the build, it doesn't look like I'm going to make any money back from the bike when we go to do this raffle, but that's okay. You know, I'm going to get the extra experience and you got to look at the positives of this, which, I mean, we're going to see some pretty awesome rebuild videos now. It's just going to make for an incredible transformation with this bike, the before and after. But nah, what am I saying? This really sucks, you guys. So if you could just share this video for me, make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna have tons of videos getting this YZ450 back together, and it's gonna be one of the sickest supermotos you are ever going to see. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.